The one bolt action rifle in Tarkov that makes everyone run away from you instead of after you. Because with all other bolt rifles, their gunshots sound signals to every scav on a map that you have an expensive scope mounted. But the Mosin is usually encountered and used without expensive attachments. The game features 4 variants, derived from 2 base weapons. The 1891-30, also called the 9130, is the full-size Mosin and the most common variant used in World War II. It has a 730mm barrel. The M38 carbine, a shorter version of the 9130 with a 514mm barrel. The 9130 PU, which is the sniper variant of the base infantry rifle. The Obres, a sawn-off variant. The infantry model and the sniper model are, if there's no scope mounted, very similar in appearance. The easiest way to tell which one is which is the bolt handle. On the infantry model it is straight, on the sniper model it is curved. The second discerning feature on the opposite side of the weapon is the holes in the receiver for fitting the PU scope. The infantry in the sniper model can be converted to a carbine by changing the 730mm barrel for a 1514mm barrel. The stocks are interchangeable as long as the barrel length fits the stock. However, keep in mind that the sniper variant needs stocks with a cutout space to fit the scope mount if you want to use a scope with it. The 540mm barrel reduces weapon weight by 10%, increases the ergonomics, and tires out the user less when aiming for longer periods of time. The downsides are 30% more heat buildup, reduced accuracy, and lower muzzle velocity. A shorter barrel also has a smaller sight radius, which is the distance between the front and the rear iron sights. The front sight post being closer to the user makes acquiring its sight picture easier because it is larger on the screen. This barrel configuration can be useful for combat in urban areas where shooting prone is often not an option, because it preserves more of the user's stamina when aiming. The PU scope with a narrow field of view offers 3.5 magnification, which is adequate for the often foggy maps of Tarkov. The scope won't require much adjustment as the high velocity of the round has low amounts of bullet drop. Using the scope is more or less point and click if you see a target. The Obres has a 220 or 200mm barrel. It is the most powerful and armor-piercing weapon in the subcompact class of improvised home defense weapons. A great weapon if you're required to shoot through very hard armor without taking up a lot of inventory space. The downsides are that it still weighs over 3 kilos, even cut down. If Mad Max would have been made in the Soviet Union, his everyday carry would have been the Obres. There's one more cool thing I would like to show you. It's how you can manage the different ammo types in the gun depending on the situation. So let's say you start the raid, you go into a nice position and you wait for targets. And you assume you're just going to see normal scabs and lightly armored players. And for that purpose, I'm using LPS. That's the cheapest ammo, it costs about 250 a prapor. You can start loading it. Okay, so I got 1 in the chamber and 4 in the magazine LPS. I'm looking outside and let's imagine I'm seeing a target that looks much more armored than regular targets. So I'm wondering, I would like to use the next round to be an armor-piercing round, the SMB, which I have in the pocket. So how can I load the next round to be SMB? It's pretty easy. You hold R, your mouse wheel over to SMB, and let go. And what just happens is you open the bolt, and every time you open it, something flies out. It could either be an empty casing from a shot you just fired, or it could be a live bullet. In this case, it's a live bullet that fell to the ground somewhere here. You can pick it up again if you want to. Now the one in the chamber is an SMB round. So now I want to take aim and I see, oh, this imagined target has one more friend. So I want to load the next 2 rounds to be SMB. So how can I do that? So if I just press R and load the next round, SMB, now something bad is going to happen. No, I just ejected one SMB and I got a new SMB in my chamber. That's not what I want. So how can I empty 2 spots to load them with what I want? The first thing I want to do is to empty the chamber once. Now it just ejects 1 round without filling in a new one. Now I got 1 spot empty. Now since I want to load 2 SMBs, the intuitive thing would be to do another time. I got 2 empty spots. Now I'm pressing R again, loading SMB. Now the problem is he's opening 1 more time. See, it counts 3 times because every time, as I said earlier, every time you open the bolt, something flies out. And now I threw 1 bullet out again. So the correct way to do it, if you want to replace the 2 top bullets, then you first do the chamber thing once. 1 is out. And now you start a normal reloading process. And now it just loads 2 bullets.